Hey everybody, let's see if we can try this again. But yeah, I was basically talking about the fact of how fans have basically been debating even up to today. Because recently we had one fan talk about another fan's little, tiny bit of I guess you could say they kind of mentioned certain portion of the fan base that has not been too happy with Ian's writing and etc. Um, this individual basically, said basically called them, I think, numbnuts or something like that, and basically that they felt that this fan base, this portion of the fan base, wanted the fans, well, not wanted the fans, but this portion of the fan base wanted Ian just gone, just dead, devoured, whatever. And this individual has a right to their opinions, and just like everybody else does. And if they feel that that's how they see this fan base, then that's their opinion. You can't argue that. But I think what the fan base, this portion of the fan base, wants this individual and individuals like him to understand is the fact that they don't hate Ian. No one does. We all feel, everybody on every side feels that Ian has the potential to be one of the best writers that Archie Comics or any comic book publication has ever had. But basically, what they want is just a straightforward story. They want truth. They want, they want a straight, down to earth story. They want something that's not going to, as some fans would look at it, would not be so padded out, would not be so, as some fans would say, desecrating you know, or just full of holes and stuff like that. Just something that's straightforward, to the point, you know, over and done with when the time is right. And, there are a lot of fans that feel that way. And then again, you have a lot of fans that feel, hey, like this individual and several others like him that feel, hey, yeah, you guys can say that, you have all the rights to say that, but what you have to understand is there's nothing wrong with it. You say there's stuff wrong with it, but there's actually nothing wrong with the comic right now. There's nothing wrong with the story arc. It's perfect. Well, it's got a few flaws here and there, but it's still better than anything we've seen before. And that, and basically this is just a debate that's been going on. And when you have one fan, mention or acknowledge one fan's mentioning of them and others because of what they stand for, you know, it's just an example of how far this debating has been going. You know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of fans will agree that when Ian Flynn first came on board, you know, we were happy about it. The entire fan base was happy because he was one of our own. Now being the head writer, being the guy that's going to be the main guy that writes the stories, and we were all hoping, hey, he's going to give us what we want. And for a time, all sides could agree that he had that momentum, and he just was building on it. But then as time went on, you had that fan base slowly start to get divided down the middle, and then you have that one fan base that's basically saying that he's starting to go into that same routine and cycle that previous writers before him had gone into. While others still feel he has that momentum, and it's just going to he's just beginning. He's just getting warmed up. He's just getting started, which is why they're always quick to defend him against those that feel he's not, not the head writer he was when he first began. A prime example of this is, what's happening in the current story arc with Sally, or what's happened with her. Basically you have one side that feels that, hey, if you wanted to give her a redesign, hey, we're perfectly fine with that, but you could have done a simpler, short backstory, or a simple down to earth main story, to where, let's say, it's kind of like a girl's day out, and you have Amy and Bunny and Nicole taking Sally out on a day in the town and getting her a new look, getting her new clothing look, getting her new hairstyle, kind of trimming off the cheek fur, if you will. basically getting her basically a makeover, if you will. And a lot of fans feel that, hey, if he would have done something as simple as that, be no problem. But they feel that, but instead, what he's done is he's putting this character and other characters through all this just to get to that. Well, on the other hand, you have the fans that debate them and say, look, we understand where you're coming from, but the reason he's doing this is he's helping the Sally character to evolve, helping her to develop, and it puts her out and it doesn't shove her in the spotlight anymore, and it allows others to be in the spotlight, others to have the opportunity to shine. And the other side can understand, and the side that's against what's going on can understand that, but it's more along the lines of like, yeah, we can understand that if it was more straightforward and it wasn't padded down, it wasn't so full of so many plot holes that you can drive a semi-truck through, if you know what I mean. And those are just examples of what's going on. Now, both sides do agree that if it wasn't for what's going on behind the scenes in this legal situation, and if it wasn't maybe for Sega always sticking the nose into the comics business, that maybe things would be different. Maybe they wouldn't be so divided as they are. But there's nothing really you can do, and that's why you have a fan like this individual saying what they said and being acknowledged by this other fan. And you do have fans that do agree with this individual, saying that, yeah, this guy does have that point, that Sega does call the shots. But again, as I mentioned at the beginning, what they're trying to point out to this individual and others like him is, hey, we understand and respect where you're coming from, but what you got to understand and respect is where we're coming from. And what we want is a straightforward, down-to-earth, right to the point, no plot holes left unanswered, just straightforward storytelling without any padding problems or whatever. And it's because of stuff like that, again, that you have this fan base divided. So that is why even today, even on this day, the 21st of April, you have fans still debating over Ian's writing and etc. So that's all I'm going to say on it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. You may know who I'm talking about and you may not. But let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll talk to you later.